Seattle returns home to face a Falcons team with notable similarities. Hello 12s, I'm Jen Mueller with a preview of the Seahawks matchup against Atlanta. Now 2 weeks is not a big enough sample size to know exactly what to expect this week. But here's what we do know. Atlanta places an emphasis on running the ball and playing good defense.
You've heard me long enough. I think that's a good way to go. And he's getting it done. It looks like that's where they are. They're very active on defense, very multiple and challenging there, as well as with the new dimensions of the run game really make it difficult.
Seattle has given up more yards than it would like in the running game, over 100 yards in each of the first 2 games, with opponents averaging 4.5 yards a carry.
If you take a couple plays out, maybe 1 or 2, obviously the average isn't that great. So obviously, on paper, it looks maybe deceiving. We just got to clean a couple fits up, and obviously we have to tackle better. Myself included, just all across the board. We just have to tackle better, and a lot of that can be completely avoided.
A lot of the stuff for us is getting back to fundamentals. And starting up front, pad level, hands, putting our hands on blockers, give the guys on the second level an opportunity to play, the discipline that we play with on the edges. There's so many things. And, you have the transition of where, yes, guys are still getting acclimated to the scheme and the communication levels and stuff like that. But if you just, techniques are techniques. You master those, you work on that stuff every single day in tackling, and you eliminate a lot of yardage and points in that football game.
Atlanta has averaged 145 rushing yards in the first couple of weeks. In addition to their stable of backs, they also have a mobile quarterback in Marcus Mariota.
I've always liked him. I've always liked his athleticism and his running ability, and he's always been able to do a little bit of everything well. He's been able to throw the ball too. He kind of got mired in a backup role. He looks like a starter to me. He's back at it and he's doing great.
Coach has a similar assessment of Geno Smith, who's completed 80% of his passes in both games this season, a number that affirms he is in control of the offense.
I'm not going to wait for 3-4 more weeks to figure out what Geno's looking like. I think he looks really good. I'm convinced that what he's done in practice and what we've seen, he's carried to the games. The game's not too big. He's very comfortable in the games. He's very poised about stuff, and he's accurate as heck. And there's no reason to be worried about him at all. The process, I think that's really the statement I was making. I feel better about it, and I know the coaches do.
Geno's shown great poise in the pocket. He's led us. Throughout the whole week, not only as a quarterback, but as a leader, of this offense, of this team. And, just to hear Pete say that, finally, it was a sigh of relief to, let Geno actually go out there and just play free and not, have any restrictions, as offense.
What that means against an opportunistic Atlanta defense remains to be seen. Atlanta has recorded 5 sacks and 2 interceptions in the first couple weeks.
We're just going to take what they give us, until they, start to play us more man coverage and up in our faces. I mean, it doesn't make sense to, just try to air it out, just for the sake of doing that. So we're always going to take what they give us and try and be efficient on offense. I mean, that's the main goal, is to be efficient and to move the ball and to score.
Loosening up the defense with a few shots downfield creates more opportunities in the run game. The Hawks have averaged 56 yards a game on the ground in the first couple weeks and a total of 234 total yards a game. Both numbers among the lowest in the league, something a little balance could solve.
The key to being a good offense is being balanced, and we're going to rely on our run game as well. Those guys are explosive. Can't wait to see Ken Walker get into the open field. Penny's been running hard. Just the opportunities haven't really been there. Really in the second game. The first game we were a little more balanced. So we're going to rely on those guys and our guys up front as well. We're going to need that in order to win a bunch of games. And so we just got to continue to develop, as a team and as an offense, and continue to, try and search out or seek out that balance that we're looking for. And then obviously taking advantage of all of our opportunities, whether it's in the run game or the passing game.
Game time is 1:25 at Lumen Field. You can watch that game on Fox 13 or listen on the Seahawks Radio Network.